Hello and welcome again to Coaching Conversations with me, Steve Crabb, and Marie Taylor.
Hello everyone.
The topic of conversation today is going to be about trust. We're going to be discussing how it's important for business leaders to be able to trust themselves and to be able to trust the people around them as well. So let's get going. So Marie, the topic of conversation today is really about trust.
Yeah.
And why is that important? Why is it important for a business leader to be able to trust in others?
Well, there's two levels actually. It's about trusting in others, but also trusting in themselves. And sometimes I find it's difficult for business leaders to trust other people, either because they're not self-aware enough, don't really trust their own sense of what they're doing and who they are, and then don't trust other people to delegate to them, because either they don't feel they can, that it's about them, or they actually don't know their people well enough to know what they're capable of. Mm-hmm. So there's a myriad elements around this issue of trust, but I guess two of the biggest things are really around to become excellent rather than just good at what we do as leaders, as what people do as leaders. There's a real need to get to kind of almost push that trust button and decide, I might have done that previously, I might have done that when my business was starting up. I don't need to do that anymore. Mm-hmm. I need to find somebody else who can do that so that I can go and be magnificent and continue to grow myself as my business grows.
Yeah. How important is recruiting the right people in this conversation? Because
it's massive.
Maybe there's people you just can't trust.
Yeah, it's massive.
Whose responsibility is that?
Well, yeah, exactly.
When I say can't trust, I don't mean about dishonesty. I'm talking about in terms of being able to deliver.
Oh yeah, I think that. I know that happens quite a bit. So this happens quite a bit in new startups. I'm thinking particularly about technology startups or startups where the founder has gone in with massive enthusiasm because they've got a technology or an idea and it's great. They've got some funding, there's a real sense of buzz around the organisation, and then what they do sometimes is they bring all their mates in and think, well, I'll bring all these people in because I trust them. And this is all new and fresh, and we've got this big bunch of first round funding, and we need to make sure that it's well resourced and used properly. So I'll bring in people that ostensibly like me. And it can be a huge mistake because they might trust those people in terms of emotionally trusting them, but if they can't deliver, because they're either not capable of delivering or they're not capable of taking instruction and delegation, then there's a way in which actually the business just doesn't take off. And they almost stagnate before they've even started sometimes. So the issue around trusting yourself to go and recruit the right people and go outside of your own comfort zone as a business owner is quite significant. We think it's quite easy. It's easier in corporates because you've got lots of people, and if you make a mistake you can kind of cover it up or live with it a bit. You can't in a small business or in a family firm. You're living with a mistake. So learning how to trust yourself to get the right training to learn how to recruit properly, but also to be able to define, what do I need this person to do, what do I need them to deliver, what kind of person am I looking for, rather than sometimes looking for a mini-me, which is what can happen in business.
Takes us back to one of the earlier conversations. It seems to me that the importance of that inquiry into the mission, vision and values.
Yes.
So you know what you're really looking for.
Yes, and also thinking, extending that to think not just what is my business about and what are we doing here and what do we value, how do we behave, but actually very, very specific, down to a very specific level. What do I need 10 people or however many people it is in my team to deliver? Who needs to deliver what does that role look like, and how do I get the best person to fit with that?
Have you found that companies are willing to spend the time and even take the time to find the right person?
Not always. Yeah. So I think what happens more than one would like is that people, they get a bit desperate. So you'll find people saying, there's this quite a common mantra. We can't, business saying all the time, we can't find the people that we need to move our business forward. We can't find the right talent. And it's sometimes because they're looking for perfect talent. They're not thinking part of our responsibility as a business is to bring in talent, but to then grow it and to help people to meet within the organisation and
Which
to
is
know what they
where
need to do.
mentoring and coaching comes in
Yes.
and helps that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's almost like some business, not all, but some business are kind of looking out into the marketplace and saying, this person looks like that, this team looks like that, this project team look like that, and we can't find that. Rather than looking at themselves and saying, okay, if we can't find that, how do we get towards that? Because we need it for the business. So the business need is priority. And then how do we help people to learn to move towards it? And in not doing that, what they then do is they make a mistake by almost saying, good enough.
Yeah.
Or we know then,
Yeah.
so let's bring them in because they'll do a good job. They'll do something
And then
that's
how
good.
many people are taken out of a great role, which is perfect, and then they're made to fit into something which isn't really right for them.
Yes.
Yeah,
In the
as
interest of
well.
either promotion or in the interests of we trust them, let them take that on. And in doing that, it goes back to what we were saying in the earlier conversation actually about if you put a leader in because you trust them, but they actually haven't got the skills to manage a team and do the job that needs to be done, you can create a holy mess.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. Okay. Great conversation. So if you've got any questions, comments or observations about this particular topic, you can email us. The email addresses are at the credits at the end of this recording. Join our LinkedIn group, Business Coaching and Mentoring, and the topic of conversation for the next recording is going to be about valuing mentoring. So it's a nice follow-on from what we've just
Yeah.
talked about.
Yeah.
So look forward to speaking to you again soon.
See you then.